はい、ということで、コール・オブ・クトゥルフ始めていきたいと思います。皆さん、ゼロしきですね。よろしくお願いします。さてさて、これ、一人みたいですね。まあ、どんな風な感じが待っているのか、楽しみなところではありますが、やってみますか。では、狂気に落ちる。射撃はあ、戦闘もあるんですか？そうですか。こっちか。まあでしなくちゃね。これで初めからいきますね。では行こう。ムービーはなるだけ飛ばさないようにやっていきますので、ご了承ください。ロードが長いですね。ボストンピアス探偵事務所。1920年ボストン。酒と睡眠薬で記憶を振り払う第一次大戦の、退役軍人エドワード・ピアーズ。現在は立ち直りのための案件探しに苦難苦慮。最高。ホーリーさんいらっしゃいませ。ゆっくりしてってくださいね。鈍感ゆえ恐ろしい最後の曲まで記憶正気を保って読めないよ。 っていう感じですね。もうすぐ高いな。まあこんなもんかな。はいはいはい。で中視点これか。中視点ない方がいいな。ジャンプはできないのか。珍しいね。でけえ魚の骨。いやー、ソーセージのものがいっぱい出てますね。ライトはないのか。暗いね。下顎だけ。シャワー。前傾。あー、はいはいはいはいはいはい。こういうことができたね。ちぎれるほどのパワーはあるわけがないよね。じゃあまあメタルギアソリッドよろしく。こんな感じでいくか。こっちはどうよ。走りはするけど遅いな。アイテム見えてもあれか、ランプがないとダメですよ的な。それでなんだろう、トートブルを思い出すな。ボルトカッターなんだあれ。他になんかアイテムないの？なんかできるのがいたみたいですね。ホーリーさん無理そう？薄めを上げて見てくていいよ。アイテムとかは何？勝手に使ってくれたりする。それだったら前のところの鎖巻きいこうか。私のにゃー猫いらっしゃい。コールオブクトゥルフやっておる。繋がってんのかい。こっちか。完全初見プレイなんでね、どういう状態なのか全くもっと分かってないんだ。ただ単になんかすごいこう生臭そうなんて粗末な捧げ物なんだ。はい。高評価ありがとうございます。さっき見たの、魚か？ちなみに私は、クトゥルフ神話の知識はですね、単語ぐらいでしか、テイクオフするのは、お前が選べないというのが、なんかとても良くない感じの選ばれ方しますね。で、まあ、クトゥルフ神話の知識量はですね、単語は知ってるけれど、どういうものかっていうのはよく分かってないぐらいの、まあ、ペラペラな感じですよね。インスマスとかね、あとニャルラとホテプはまあ、 ね、ハイヤルニャリコさんでビビたる知識が出ましたけど、あとハスタームービーなんでしょうか。
Perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I hate whiskey. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
ゆっくり見れるのを用意してきた。いい心がけだ。これはなんだ？ミッションの確認か？はいはいはい。案件ピアス。スキルある感じ。なるほど。どやめぐみ強制的に動かしたり、対話中、物理的、言語的暴力を使用する可能性が上がる。それはわざとだ。あくまで俺の声は二の次だと思って聞いてくれ。どうやらメカニズムを強制的に起こしたり、なるほど、筋肉的解決ですね。医学、薬の容量の判断、症状の診断、医学的な問題の解決ができる、オカルト知識、心理学、人間行動、目星出ましたよ、目星。この時は目に見えない確証者発見できる可能性がある。話術。なるほどね。40% はプロ。格闘と調査。脳筋ですね、こいつ。医学は見習い。アマチュア。30% までがアマチュア、40% からプロ。ってことは30% 奥になんか上がっていくって感じかね。なんか今のところ取れなさそうですね。トラウマ。さっきの悪夢がトラウマになってるんですね。小気度。なんかの紋章の絵も見えますけどもね。ダークウォーターは手がかりがない。ライター。ロストバタリオンってロストバタリオンってなんかどっかで聞いたような単語だな。この辺はいいでしょう。うるせえな。酒は飲まない。そんなことで他にまだ回ってないんだよ。めっちゃ探すごいいっぱいあるの。
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch. I have business here to attend to.
ここでしなければならないことがある。何をしなければならないってよ。しょうがない。40点。
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
端っこに。なるほど。いやもうこれはもうね、僕のことを知ってる皆さんなら僕が何を振るかは大体分かっていますね。そうですね、筋力ですね。エキスパート。で、まあ。まあ、エキスパートまで吹けばいいかな。なんかクトゥルフ神話って聞くとやっぱり名ボスい大事ですよね。一応こちらからプログラミングはしておきますか。丁寧。
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl. She is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
これが進行するためのミッションみたいなものですね。なるほど、案件。
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
ああ、なるほど。こういう感じで手がかりを見つけてきゃいいんですかね。
This symbol on the man's chest. It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
答えが書いてある。はいはいはい。これは、あれなんですね。ちゃんと話聞いてみるとダメなやつだ、これ。やべえな。何がおかしいのか全くわかんないでしょ。警察のお嬢さんの精神的虚弱について書いてありました。このただのと思わないでもらいたい。36号倉庫について聞く。サラさんはどこに住んでいたんですか？なるほど。調査のプロでおかしいですねっていうのが解除されている。
Her husband was a big deal on the island, but the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
なるほど。じゃあそうだな。第36
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
なるほど。だいたいいろいろ選べるみたいだから。
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You will be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
なんていうかまあ、一言だけ言えるんだったら、あれかな。さっきのおっさんの蝶ネクタイのセンスはないと思う。じゃあ行きましょう。ダークウォーター港。ピアスはホーキンス事件を受けた。呪われた絵画が火事を起こし、自らと家族を犠牲にしたとされている唯一の手がかりとして、彼女は父親に気味の悪い絵画を残していた。配送伝票の住所はダークウォーター島の埠頭に建てられた倉庫。ここがピアスの調査の開始点になりそうだ。 長い。まあちょっとロード時間が長いんでね、僕の話をちょいちょい挟んでいきたいと思いますけどもね。なんでやねん、わかんねえ。まあ先ほどもちょっと言いかけてたんですけど、僕のクトゥルフ神話の知識量はまあそこまで多くはなく、まあクトゥルフ、このゲームは初見なんですけど、まあクトゥルフ神話はとりあえずいろんな TRPG はちょいちょい動画で拝見してましたね。
Almost there.
Call of Cthulhu.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Yoshi. でまあこうブラブラ何もない状態の時にちょいちょい話していくんですけども、僕、まあ、先ほど言ったようにクトゥルフ神話は動画でしか知識がないので TRPG を実際にやった時なんだよね。
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, yeah?
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand.
No way. Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand. You can't understand.
No way to
You're
treat
not
an
sailors.
omen.
Oh, yeah.
まあまあまあ、なんつうか、あれですね、基本的に僕、こういうゲーム、まあ、アクションゲームは結構やるんですけど、こういう感じでなんか調査系は割と手を出さないので、ちょっと楽しみな部分はありますね。
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
あとそうだな、クトゥルフ神話の話って言ったら、まあ最近、クトゥルフ神話っていうよりも TRPG だな。TRPG で最近見たトモダチですかね。僕あるこうチャンネル持ってるやつなんだけど、まあそれがいかんせん楽しかった。TRPG やってはみたいけれど、コミュ障っていう感じのね、ものがね、ありますよね。まあまあまあ。
We go where we want.
Hey, you'll get us into trouble.
We're already in
There's
trouble.
nothing for you here either.
Come on,
Beat
can we
it.
sort this out? You can see he's half drunk.
There's nothing to
感情
sort
やつらも
out. Your chum wanted to stir us up.
クッツルに話しかけるやつ、うまくはバーに行く。じゃあ先バーに行っていいな、みたいな。このタイプ。でもどんな顔してんのね、どんな顔してんのそういうことか。三つ子かと思ったわ。
高等部みたいなのが続くかと思ったよ。
まあまあまあ、そうね。
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
I don't have time for all this bravado.
Don't be so high and mighty, sir. We don't like mainland snobs.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
What you looking at, stranger?
The clientele is predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
どうやら間違えてるんだ。いやー、よそ者には厳しいね。よいしょっと。さりげなく店の裏入ろうとしたけどダメでした。楽しそうだね。I'd sooner be snug in a dead fall tub, drinking all strong beer. なんだろう、なんかこういうのどっかで、あ、そうだそうだ、あれだ、暇じ、暇を持て余したハンターたちだ。
You like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
If I had the wing of the
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
ね。ストレンジャー。そう、ストレンジャーっての単語どこで聞いたと思ったの？バイオだよ、バイオ。バイオの武器商人さんがね、なんかこう商品をそれるこう広げるときにストレンジャーって言ってたような気がするよ。で閉じたらシャンキューとか言って。さあさあさあ、メインミッションいきますかね。力入れる？入れる。なんかない。
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
金は使えるの。Cat. なんかあるの？
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
壊れてんのかい。なんかあるの？
A Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
脱出したのか。なるほどね。こんな感じにとかね。医学者第2巻。なるほど。こういう感じでポイントが取れたりするのね。CP 持ってんじゃん。環境内で発見したオブジェクトでのみは上がります。これ医学振っといた方が良かったのではないかっていう感じだ。なんか手がかりになったりするんだろうかね。上に行ってみますか。
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
イケメンじゃん。てか、片足ないんかい。
What a macabre souvenir. What a macabre souvenir. What a macabre souvenir.
なんかこう、この時代の義足って感じするね。
I brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck. I brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. That's all I'll get from them.
Oh, いない。そっち行った。
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale, and Captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling. but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
You tell me.
I thought you would have worked it out. It belonged to Charles Hawkins.
I see. That explains those loading manifests. Too bad I can't get much out of them. I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
なるほど、こんな感じでポイントが止まってくんだね。しかしどこでどうやってスキルを使うのかはまだよく分かってないんだよな。
Can't understand? Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff? Forget it.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
匂いますね。なんかやべえやつがいるって話ですね。
You could tell me. No, if it gets out, I'll have serious...
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
なんか必要そうな情報をペラペラと喋ってくれてましたね。ありがたい。よいしょ。さて、さてさて。こっちには何がある？なんもねえかな。なんもねえな。ここは開かない。どっかにくぐって入れるような、なんか見えない風だな。釣れますかな。なんかどんよりしてるんだよな。
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh yeah. He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not seeing it. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sick.
これはこっちに行かなきゃいけないやつか
Wow, you could tell me. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut.
Well, we don't have a clear conscience.
Quiet. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
What's with you wandering?
Cat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
What are you guarding, exactly?
Listen, bonehead, we already told you that we're guarding our boss's turf.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
I bid you gentlemen farewell. If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand.
君ら二人さっきいなかったよね。こっちか。
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. A handle. It must come from these old winches.
やっぱ登れるんですね。
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
つけて、ハンドルをつけて。ああ、何かが足りない。落ちれる？ダメか。
It looks like there's a way in under this grate. It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
なるほど。ああ、そっか。ライトをつけなきゃいけないやつなんですね。なるほど。なんか目星的な左下のあれついたら、いろいろやるしかないんだな。ライトの存在しっかり忘れてたな。よいしょ。
Looks like everything is in its place. All I have to do is turn this handle.
これ余裕ですね。パワーが違います。入って大丈夫か？やばそうな匂いプンプンするな。これダメなやつだね。すげえ吸っちゃってるけど。
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. I hope it's not toxic.
毒じゃないといいんだがな。ライターです。ああ、びっくりした。動けなかったよ。開ける。他はなさそうであるな。あそこで動けるのか。いやー、クトゥルフしてきましたね。
This is primitive.
衝撃的な。侵入成功とかね。先の量長そうだ。
Oh, this place stinks.
すごい匂いだ。
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
梅干しちゃんが働いてないってことはなんもねえんだな。ジャンプ待って、ジャンプ大丈夫？何再現シーン。
What happened here? Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks. Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
さあ、どうしましょう。
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
ホーキンス邸の庭園。ピアスは倉庫の侵入に成功した。廃墟と思われたこの場所に驚きがあった。最近使用された痕跡と形跡と 反証した絵画、ブラッドリー巡査が調査に割って入ったが、ピアスは協力してくれるよう説得した。警察官は探偵をホーキンス邸に送り届けてくれるという。
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
You're talking about Winchester?
That's right. The Hawkins' old caretaker. Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around it, would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Okay, cool.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
No question of leaving now. I must examine the scene of the fire. Recently fallen. It's as if all life has abandoned the place. Sturdy and well sharpened. Sturdy and well sharpened. Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined, but the architecture seems too recent. The axe is gone. I'd better be on my guard. This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe, and let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin?
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
なんとか生き残ったみたいだ。トレードスキルオフか。
What now?
まあなんかこう一悶着ありましたけどね、なんだかんだで歩き回れる感じになったんで、一応いろいろ調べますか。
This gate is locked. The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time isolated from the world. Rather Spartan. The caretaker has simple tastes. Bourbon. Empty, of course.
ライターのオイルが切れたのかって。じゃあ、あらかた見ようか。
Piers, shall we enter?
いや、僕まだ見てないところあるんで。
I'll have to find another entrance. Poor kid. Poor kid. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Is the caretaker still around? Evidence here suggests he is.
It's surprising indeed. Let's try to keep our eyes open.
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of...
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The old caretaker must be very attached to her.
あっちにいたと思えば手前こっちに来やがって人外の動きしやがる。よもやお前が食ってるふうだ。あそこにいるよな。中に入ろうって中に入ろうっておっさんどっから来ねえらしいねや。
Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you.
おらんのだけどおらんのになんか声するんだけど怖っ。第3章ホーキンス邸。ピアスとブラッドリー巡査はホーキンス邸の庭園を探索した。家族は敷地の墓地に、葬られ、サイラス・ウィンチェスターが守っている。今も主人への忠誠心を捨てず、斧を手にこの場所を守り続けている。年老いた世話人である。ピアースとブラッドリーは彼を眺めることに成功し、ホーキンス邸への鍵を受け取るのだった。二人は建物に入って火事現場を探した。
Follow me. I know the place.
Follow me.
Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? What kind of meat is this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family. Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
いやー、とてもなんかこうイヤイヤしそうな物体がいましたね。
Charles and Sarah's wedding is painted by Sarah herself. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? Did it stop at the time of the fire? They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? Did someone escape the fire? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
あ、だったんだよな。
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked. These bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person. The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty. This door is blocked from the outside. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. This door is blocked from the outside. The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty. Crowbar. Okay. Could prove useful. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale. Mandatory reading for any... This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Decoration.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police? Locked. Locked. The boys' room. A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him. What will her room reveal about her? This padlock is too complicated for me. It's no use. The padlock won't give. Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated, resorting to such a treatment. This door is locked. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve? The door is blocked on the other side. Bradley? Is that you? What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance. If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects. Did you hear that?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
Is anyone there?
You! Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go?
Must have got out some way.
No, he was here. I'm sure. Let's search this room. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism. Doesn't work. I must have... Seems like this came from a log.
So... U33 W53
This Dr. Fuller, was he Sarah Hawkins' therapist? They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips. It looks like an old seaway map. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Charles Hawkins was keeping her father's letters from her. Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photo. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded, as if the bookcase has been moved several times.
地球儀がドアだね。ドアっていうか、鍵の役割してんのか。それはわかるんだけど、なんかったな。なるほど。こっちの上じゃないと見えないのとかあるのかな。
It looks like a freehand map of dark water. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right?
More like an adventurer, I guess. He left for months, exploring remote places and abandoned temples.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like it worked.
Yeah. Well done, Pierce.
ホーキンス邸下のトンネル。ホーキンス邸内部、火事現場が秘密を明かした。生存者を追うピアスとブラッドリー巡査は、現場を調査し、証拠を求めている。フードをかぶった男がサラ・ホーキンスの作業場に飛び入って絵画を盗み出すと、探偵と警察官は後を追いかけた。チャールズ・ホーキンスの事務所まで追走すると、発見したのは秘密の通路。ピアスとブラッドリーは邸宅下のトンネルに入る。Go.
Secret passage under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah, and he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must find him. 3 seats.
いやー、クトゥルフしてきましたね。
Look, someone's been here recently.
Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others?
ゴールデンモートみたいなみたいにしやがって。
The bearer of the mask must have been the leader. What kind of secret society is this? Whatever Charles Hawkins hid here, he didn't want it in his house. This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Was Sarah Hawkins here?
あれですね、女神像の顔じゃないね。
A disfigured saint. What does it mean? A disfigured saint. What does it mean? This padlock is too complicated for me. Of course.
And something tells me that the key is climbing these steps. There's tunnels all over this island. Given the size of this cave, there's gotta be other entrances.
The passage continues further down. Might as well start with that.
I ain't gonna squeeze in there. I'll find another way. If possible, I prefer not to ruin my uniform.
Fine, fine. Go look for another entrance. I'll try my luck down below.
マジかよ、お前。警察官なのにユニフォーム汚したくないってお前。 失敗した。もうちょっとよく見とこうやったな。
Some kind of dream catcher. If I touch it, it'll turn to dust. These paintings must be several centuries old. This monstrous creature must be an allegory. These people lying down, are they dead? Are they asleep? These buildings seem to have come out of the water. Time has weakened these structures. I don't have time to search them all. This oil again. What is it used for? What's going on here?
Beers!
Keep your voice down. We're not alone.
Good God. What have you got me into?
We'll see. I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage. I'll meet you at the bottom.
A mass grave.
I got it. I can't breathe. What's happening?
No, damn it! I must find a way out of here.
Is it my turn?
Yes. It is time. You will soon be one of us, if your body and mind are ready.
I dream of it every night. I have constant visions. I am ready.
Good enough. Prove it to us.
It's like in my dream.
It seems to have been used recently. Probably some sort of ritual. I can't read Latin.
すいません、ちょっとトイレ行ってきます。よいしょ。よいしょ。お待たせしました。いや、涼しいね。鍵は開いてないのか。夢と同じではないの。右遅れだ。
You who sleeps, accept this dream under your immortal wing.
Ya Cthulhu Nithsiha Fitag.
Grant him your flesh and accept his, so that his body and yours may be one.
Yibithnik Padk Cthulhu Bithnikko.
Grant him your mind and accept his, so that his mind and yours may be one.
Loig Padk Cthulhu Loigna.
Grant him your dreams and accept his, so that the paths of your souls finally intertwine.
Yor El Cthulhu Kashan.
Let his soul guide you to us, just as your dreams guided it to you.
Locked.
Let your dreamers open the way, so that the day finally comes when you will awaken.
Cthulhu Nafal Fatag.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I feel him.
You are gifted indeed. Not another word. Let him pass through every part of you. Oh, you who sleep, we pray for your return into the kingdom of the earth.
Stelbisna Cthulhu Kashok.
気分は家政婦みたい。進まんそう。
Bring me more sacred flesh.
Dead? This ritual killed him. Where's the sense in that?
We are ready for the ceremony. What about your protege?
His awakening is complete. He will join you shortly.
Christelbas natulu, lenalaf, kli nochschlag hele, gorkaniha. Sigof, wenn ihr bedacht, die Gif, Christelbas natulu, lenalaf, kli nochschlag hele, gorkaniha. Sigof, wenn ihr bedacht, die Gif, Christelbas natulu.
Bradley, what are you doing here? I saw two odd-looking guys coming down. Seemed up to no good. What in the world is this?
An intruder!
Oh, shit! Don't move! Police! Don't move! I won't hesitate!
Bradley, get back!
Shoot.
Get back!
You asked for it! Charles, you shouldn't have seen this.
In. I need to get out of here. My leg! Light. At last.
リバーサイド病院。ピアスとブラッドリー巡査は侵入者を追ってホーキンス邸真下の地下洞窟網に入る。ここはカルトの秘密の集会場。チャールズ・ホーキンスが、執り行うか。奇妙な儀式を目撃した。ブラッドリーが逮捕を試みるが、体が様々な変異を呈するホーキンスによって内臓を抜き出された。逃走を図ったピアスは落スパンに巻き込まれる。重傷でリバーサイド病院に運ばれた。いやー、なかなかにあれですね、クトゥルフしてるものが出てこないですね。さっきのホーキンスさんぐらいで。個人的には射撃っていうのは早く使いたいんですけど、まあ行きましょう。
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong subject.
There, he's opening his eyes.
You saved him, Fuller. I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa! Go easy, my friend.
You were dead. He killed you.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too, we were dead! What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No!
What happened to me? Where am I? This foul gas again.
Please, I can't leave here.
You got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
You don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No, no!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
Hmm. ずいぶん愉快な奴らがいるな。寝るか。光が何もないな。
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams. They scribbled all over their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No season is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs.
You there. Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time. Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. I saw the nurses at work on a patient. It wouldn't be good for me to get caught.
You must avoid them at all costs. If someone found out that I released you from your room, I'd never find work in a hospital again.
So nice of you to worry about me like that.
Do not be unpleasant, Mr. Pierce. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.